right, everybody, welcome to the August meeting of the Epicor Midwest User Group. Just a couple things to take care of. If you've got Stump the Chump questions, feel free to put them in the chat window and we will get those added in for the Stump the Chump session. And I think at that point, I'll just turn it over to Calvin and I'll shut up.
Hey, good morning, everybody. We'll go ahead and start our third quarter meeting here. This meeting, we are in a virtual. We're all online today. Other chairs that we have in the meeting, I know Christine is a little slammed traveling today, and Beth is tied up with going live in 2022.1. So I know her company is really busy over at Perlick trying to keep that going. Other chairs that we have on here, I believe, is Michael Cromer from Winston, Pennsylvania, and Doug Oswald from Eastern Pennsylvania. I didn't comb through the whole list. I just happen to recognize a few names here in the attendees. Welcome to the group. I was mentioning with others today, so I got updates from people that I'll be putting here in the new business also this morning. We also have our presenters. We're going to have Mike Romaine from SourceDay going over AP invoice automation and the pros and cons of why should you do it, why should you not do it. I'm not sure if Patty's going to be presenting with him or if she just pushed Mike in front of the spotlight here. Fred's going to be going over SSRS tips and tricks and the one that's sitting here in the window. Lisa McCarthy and Karen Cheney are going to go over the posting rules, how to customize, why to customize, and what can you get away with in there. And then for our Stump the Chump session, we'll have all the people that were here, plus Jose Gomez. Hasso Carrick is going to be popping in, and Bruce Larson also for the Stump the Chump. So we're going to have a good handful of people here presenting and covering the topics for today. Our 2022 meeting date's still coming up. For the Midwest User Group, we do have an in-person meeting coming up October 13th. It's going to be back again at the Bloomingdale Golf Club. So we'll be over here. It is going to be in person. After that, we're going to have a November 9th, which is going to be our last online meeting for the year. And at this meeting is when we'll vote for the dates to elect for next year's online and in-person meetings. We'll look to have 2 or 3 in-person meetings and the standard 4 virtual meetings per year. If everyone can take a time to fill out the survey after the meeting, let us know, hey, who did good? Who do you want to hear more from? What additional topics do you want to hear about? As well as, hey, where can we improve? How can we make it better? That lovely continuous improvement idea. And then if you have any requests for presentations, topics that you would like to have covered at the October or November meeting, we'll go out and see if we can find people that can turn around and help us with that. Hasso had posted yesterday, I believe, that the classic UX is going to be phased or sunset for in 2024.1, which means probably not until 2025. Is the classic design not going to be out there? So this got posted from Epicor with the updated dates. We should be able to run the classic UX for at least a few more years here without having an issue. That being said, I run across a lot of people that are not going into the kinetic interface in the newer versions when they're testing. Any new fields that Epicor is adding to the system or functionality is only on the kinetic screens. It's not going onto the classic. So it still is really good for you to log into the kinetic as a kinetic user and take a look at what was added, at least to company configuration, site configuration, and your master table setups. I spoke with Christine. They're shooting for a September 15th in-person meeting date for Western Iowa. The Western Pennsylvania doesn't have a date yet set for their next meeting. Michael's going to try and put that together and get the notice out to everyone. Beth is still looking into the fall of this year, but hasn't picked a date yet for when. We did have a discussion with the EUG trying to figure out how do we blend better with them? How do we make sure that the content that we do, everybody gets access to this? You don't have to be a paying member to get to the videos of the user group meetings. The other thing we talked about was working with them to create a global calendar so that they can see when are all the groups having their meetings, what events are happening when, so that they're not double scheduling events, such as we had one that was scheduled today for the EUG, right at the same time as a user group meeting. So we're looking to make sure that we can avoid this. They're looking at opening or building a new website that's going to be easier to get to information, collaborate with other users, make postings and get requests very similar to the epiusers.help. One of the things that we did mention with them is we need multiple levels for the membership. So if somebody just wants to register, attend the meetings, access the content from the meetings, that's totally wide open for everyone. Premium members would get the access to additional content like online trainings, any seminars online, or Insights discounts. If you send a person to Epicor's Insights event, it's close to the fee of the Epicor user group. If you send 2 people, you're going to be making money on the deal because you'll get more in discounts going to Insights than the cost of the annual membership. So we're looking at a better way to tie the 2 groups together and create a more cohesive international group.
And Calvin, Chris just said that the Wisconsin EUG is having an in-person meeting on October 13th in Waukesha.
Yahoo! So I don't know what it is, how they pick the exact same dates that we do. Many years ago, the Wisconsin group used to meet. The Vista group met at the exact same location as the Vantage group, and we never knew the 2 were together until the caterer let us know that they were talking about Epicor the day before our meeting. So it was rather interesting that we find that, yes, they're overlapping almost to the day. So our October 13th meeting will be the exact same time as the Wisconsin in-person meeting.
And Eastern Pennsylvania is doing an in-person September 15th, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Awesome, the same as the Iowa group. Awesome. We'll go ahead and add these to the notes and the updates so that everyone gets a copy of this when it goes out. Now, for our topics for today, I know we're going to have a fun-packed adventure. I'm going to be doing a presentation on production capacity. How does Epicor find what's available? How much time is available for each machine, each resource? This creates my capacity. I'll be going through this topic from the 9:45 to 10:45 slot. And I just saw Bruce had mentioned in the chat window, Minnesota will be having a virtual, an in-person meeting August 31st here at the end of the month. So anybody up in the Minnesota, Western Michigan area, awesome. From the 11 to 12 o'clock is when we're going to be seeing from Source Day the pros and cons of automating the AP invoices with your suppliers. I know DocStar has an AP workflow that can pull things in. SourceDay has a way of pulling these in. Many people are putting together now this ability to automate your invoices in. But what are the pros and cons of this, and what are some of the pitfalls? Mike's going to be going over that from SourceDay. We'll take our lunch break from 12 to 12:45. We gave a little extra time here for people to grab a bite. Then from 12:45 to 1:30, we'll go ahead and pick up, and Fred's going to be going over creating SSRS reports, how to speed it up, tricks that you can use, hacks, utilizing functions. This is not necessarily going to be an SSRS how to build a report, but nor how to make it more efficient, how to make it work better. Then from 1:45 to 2:30, Lisa McCarty from Modern Welding and Karen Chaining are going to go over the financial posting rules and how to modify this. Lisa actually submitted at the last meeting a question that she wanted to see this topic. And I said, hey, are you willing to present it or co-present it and help out with it? And she said yes. So her and Karen are going to go over the financial posting rules. Why do you want to modify them? What are the benefits of doing this? And then how do you do it? How do you test it to make sure they're working before you put it into production? And then are they working as you thought they were going to? Then after the 2:30 session, we'll take a brief break, and then it's going to be the Stump the Chump, and this is going to be wide open. While yes, we ask people to send their suggestions or their questions in, that gives us a chance to kind of ramp up, get an understanding what the question is. Hey, can we solve this? Is this something we can talk about? But I love the ones that come in on the exact same day as the meeting, because it makes us really work on our feet. And hey, you got to find the solution while you're on there. And I don't think we've had any Stump the Chumps yet that we have gone unanswered. So this is going to be fun. I've already put a few more into the presentation, and I saw a few more popping up in here, Fred, that you had sent over to me. So I'll go ahead and keep adding those after my session. I'll keep adding them to the Stump the Chump. So if you do have any questions, just go ahead and put it into the message chat window. If you prefix it with SDC, that makes it stick out much better, so I'll know exactly which ones to pull out and put them into the presentation. So I know I'm a little bit ahead of schedule here. Do we want to take a few-minute break? Anybody need to grab a coffee refresher or bio break? Do we pick up at 9:30?
Yeah, I think we can pick up at 9:30. It'll be just a little bit ahead of schedule, but it looked like you had a full presentation, so that'll give you some more time.
There was no way to put capacity planning in less than 20 slide decks, so this one's going to be a real large presentation.
All right, so everyone, we'll take a break until 9:30, and we'll start up with production capacity planning at that point.
Sounds great.
Grab some coffee, grab a donut. We'll see you in a couple minutes.